Good day, Dr. Ruckel here. Today I want to talk to you about exhaustion, burnout, the role of the adrenal glands, and the aid of adaptogenic herbs in helping with these conditions. Let's define adaptogens. So, adaptogens were found to increase resistance to adverse conditions, whether they were physical, chemical, or biochemical in nature. They exert a normalizing action regardless of the pathological state of the body. Oftentimes, drugs will dictate to the body. For instance, your blood pressure is low or your blood pressure is high. The drug's going to try to send it in the opposite direction. Natural remedies, including herbs, will look to normalize. So, through uplifting the body and healing of the body can naturally go back to a state of what's called homeostasis or balance. A lot of times, adaptogenic herbs work through what's called the HPA axis, which stands for hypothalamus, pituitary, and adrenal. So there's a role that it plays with coordination of the endocrine and the nervous system in bringing the body back to a state of balance. One of the first herbs that I want to talk with you about today, it's called Elithro. It's short for Eleutherococcus senocosus, or Siberian ginseng. Here's an example of one that I utilize. So there was a lot of research on Elithro that came out of Russia. Russia has some cold, harsh climates. Think of Siberia. And it's a big, spread out country. So oftentimes the people were far from big city medical care, and they had to depend on natural remedies to aid them. Scientists in Russia did a lot of research on Elithro, both with athletes and a lot of studies with rats. They found that whenever they put the rats under any kind of stress, be it heat or cold or extreme exercise or electrical shock, things like that, that the rats always did better, and the health of the rats was maintained when they fed them Elithro. So Elithro improves mental and physical performance. It's an adjunct therapy for cancer, and one of my favorite cancer formulas for people who are undergoing chemotherapy or radiation. Improves immune function, helps with stress, and increases reproductive capacity. A big deal in this age when many people are having to turn to in vitro fertilization. The Russian studies have noticed a general absence of side effects. So I poured myself a teaspoon of the liquid that I just showed you, put a little water into it. We're going to do shots with you today. I like this herb a lot. I like the taste of it. It almost has like a slightly woody taste to it. I'll tell you a story about Elithro. So when I was active in my practice, I would work Monday morning and afternoon, Tuesday morning and afternoon. On Tuesday, I would go to 6 at night. That was my latest night. And I'd call that like the fourth quarter of a basketball game. So a lot of times I'd be pretty busy, pretty packed, and I might find myself a little tired. So I'd come back after lunch, and right before I'd start, I'd pop 2 tablets of Elithro. And I found all of a sudden my energy just picked up and stabilized off. So it's a very nice herb. It's very stabilizing and just has a nice pickup in energy. So consume it on a rather regular basis. Next herb I want to talk to you about is called Ashwagandha or Withania. This comes out of Ayurvedic or Indian tradition. This is a fantastic herb. I take this daily. Improves stamina in athletes, acts as a sexual aphrodisiac, promotes growth in children. That's fascinating. aids in senile dementia, way too common these days, promotes learning and memory, enhances immune function and for depressed white blood cell count, aids in insomnia. So fantastic herb, promotes conception due to its influences on fertility. They say the contraindications are none known, so can be taken by pregnant women, according to my studies. So they would traditionally say about ashwagandha, they'd say, gives you the strength of 1,000 stallions. So I like those old time sayings that they have. Next herb I'm going to talk to you about is Korean red ginseng. There's a formula that I use called rhodiola in ginseng. So we'll talk about ginseng first. So also known as red ginseng. And this is a vital herb. They would say almost everyone over 50 could take this daily. In hospitals over in the Orient, they would give it to patients, elderly patients who are looking to recover from debilitating conditions or surgery. So great for chronic fatigue, mental and physical exhaustion, poor memory, mental clarity and concentration, male and female sexual dysfunction, libido and infertility, enhances strength, endurance, and recovery in athletic and work performance. Great for patients who are run down, fatigued, and adrenally depleted. So fantastic herb. Again, I take a form of Korean ginseng daily. So the other herb in this particular formula is called rhodiola. This is another adaptogenic herb. It's called the Arctic rose. You'll see pictures of this, of flowers literally up in the Arctic Siberian region of Russia. We're back to that area of research again. And whenever a plant or herb can handle a harsh environment, it has to build up the strength and reserves itself. And when we take it, oftentimes we're taking on the qualities of that product into our body itself. Next herb I want to talk to you about is called licorice root. This is common. Sometimes you can find licorice candy has real licorice root in there. We're going to talk about quality of herbs here coming up. So licorice root has a nice kind of sweet taste to it. It's due to an active ingredient called Licorice. I think I said that right. So licorice root's for adrenal insufficiency, helps with withdrawal from corticosteroid drugs, assists in cough, bronchitis, upper respiratory tract infections, great for ulcers. Sometimes people talk about concerns with high blood pressure. I think they're somewhat overstated, but if you run into chronically high blood pressure, you might think twice about this particular drug. Part of it's due to, they say that it can cause some depletion of potassium in the body. So if you chose to take it, then I would increase foods naturally rich in potassium, fruits and/or potassium supplement. When I am looking for my herbs, I want them to be what are called pharmaceutical grade standards, with another term called GMP or good manufacturing process. This particular company that I use and this product that I took exhibits those qualities. They're more rare to find than one might think. So it's not just taking any herb, it's finding the best quality. It's like building a house with the best quality materials or building a car with the best quality materials. If you're going to build health, you're going to need a quality product. I want to talk to you about a few of the negatives associated with what can lead to burnout. So not a fan of the energy drinks. Oftentimes it's concentrated caffeine. They're putting poor quality herbs inside there. A lot of times I call that whipping the tired horse. So I think they lead to adrenal depletion or exhaustion. Obviously junk and fast food. America's got to get away from that. You should be able to look at a food and recognize, is this something traditionally been eaten? Did people eat this 200 years ago? If not, give it a second thought. avoid blue light before bed. So do I do this sometime? Like everyone, the answer is yes. But there's awareness there. I try more often to read out of an old-fashioned book before I go to bed. But good research promotes the idea that blue light can throw off your cycles of light and darkness. When we're sleeping at night, blackout shades, eye bag over the eyes, I'll use sometimes. You want to promote dark, and dark promotes a hormone out of the pineal gland called melatonin. And this produces deep sleep. So think about it. Traditionally, men and women have gone to bed when it was dark, gotten up when it was light, got up with the roosters, so to speak. And as we've gotten away with this with modern lighting, it's influenced us, and it can be a big role or influence on our health. You don't shortchange sleep over time. On a positive side, other things that can be done is look to get food-based vitamin C in your body. I have a separate video on this. So I like limes and lemons. They're great sources of what I call food-based vitamin C. Highest concentration in the body for vitamin C, according to my research, is the adrenals, secondary to white blood cells. So in order to have good adrenal function, one needs food-based vitamin C. The adrenals are the walnut-shaped glands, sit on top of your kidneys, the flight or fight response gland. The adrenals are the glands that say, I've got your back. But if we go to the bank too often, if we stress them too much, we can go into what are called high cortisol states in the body, and we're running on stress hormones. I'm a fan of good sea salt, like Celtic or pink Himalayan salt. These provide electrolytes, and they are literally whole food-based salt and an adrenal food. Make sure you're getting 20 to 30 minutes of sunshine a day. It's not just vitamin D. So many other factors that are taking place with sunshine. I call it the giver of life, the sun. Exercise. A lot of research is showing we can do quite a bit of moderate exercise. If we do more severe exercise, make sure there's a recovery time, especially as we age. Mitochondrial function comes into play. We'll talk about that later. It's a complex subject. The diet I generally talk about with people is, there's a number of different ways of approaching diet, but I talk generally about a Mediterranean type diet. You can look that up, what that entails. Organic food wherever possible. Finally, another thing we can utilize is what I call power naps or meditation. So not uncommon for me to take a nap. I'm older, semi-retired, and have the time that I can do that. A lot of times with good focused meditation, 20 minutes can produce a lot of benefits. So look to balance the equation. We just can't be putting pedal to the metal and going all the time. We've got to create balance in our life. And these are some ideas to help you in this arena. You have a great day. Thank you.